Hey everyone, I'm Charlie Allred, the healthy diabetic, and I am here cooking zucchini lasagna. And I'm sure you've seen some of these videos online of substituting the noodles with zucchini. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I had a huge zucchini. Here we go. And I prepped all this ahead of time because I wasn't really sure. I didn't want to move my computer around. So I had this huge zucchini. Not that you can tell, but this is only half. So it was double the length. And yeah, so it was a huge zucchini. It came from my garden. We kind of just let it grow, and then I'm like, oh, this is big. Maybe we should harvest this, and we'll make lasagna. So here we are. All right. So I cut this zucchini by hand. Now I was planning to use my spiralizer to do large slices, but I couldn't find the correct blade. I could only get noodles, which I guess you could do like a noodle bake, but that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted a lasagna. So I just did it by hand, nice and gently. You could use a cheese grater. You could also use a food processor with the blade that cuts slices, but I just wasn't having that. So I just cut it by hand. I was kind of in a hurry. So they ended up in pretty nice thin slices. Some are better than others. I don't know if you can, how much you can tell. Yeah, there we go. So some of them are pretty great. I do have some pieces that I didn't cut so great, so they kind of are like halves or like really thin. I saved those just in case I wanted to throw those in if I ran out of room or if I needed more. I didn't have enough, I guess would be the point. So if I had enough room, I would use those is the point. So I'm going to start with my pan. Yay me. So I oiled it with just a little bit of avocado oil, and I'm just going to start. So let's see. I didn't practice moving the computer, so we'll see how this works. Oh, perfect. All right, so I have my pan, and I'm gonna go this way, yep, on my cutting board, and I'm gonna start with a layer of just my noodles. And I'm just going to arrange these. So look, these little pieces are kind of working because I had an extra spot there, like that, and then we'll throw, oops, this one broke. Even though I thought it was a good one, it kind of broke, but that's all right. I'll just throw it in there like that. So I did that first. I have my one layer of zucchini, and what I'm gonna do next is add a layer of ricotta mixed with the sauce. So here it is. I mixed about half a big container of ricotta with my sauce. Now, how do I choose a marinara sauce? That's a really good question. So I go through the grocery store, and I have my favorites at my normal grocery store, right? But if I'm at a new grocery store, all I look at on my marinara sauces is the sugar content. So I am looking for the least amount of sugar I can find in a tomato sauce. I'd like a limited amount of ingredients as well. So, like my favorite one comes from a big store, a big Costco store. If my dog starts barking, I'm probably going to lose it. I should have put them outside, and I didn't really think about it. But my favorite one comes from Costco, like a big warehouse store. But I didn't go there, so I went to the regular grocery store, and this one I found had 5 grams of sugar per serving, which is pretty good. My normal one has about 4, I think. But it's, you know, what's funny is I went to a health food store, and and that one had more. It had like 8 or 9 was the lowest one I could find. So next I have my turkey. Now, what did I use? Good question. Dun, da, da, da. I used this one is Genio, but it's the Italian seasoned ground turkey. Now, this one's still 93.7, 93% protein to 7% fat, I guess lean versus fat. So it's 93.7, but I bought this one because it's already seasoned up. I thought that would make it really easy to make this lasagna. Lasagna is not something that I make regularly. So I added maybe half a cup of sauce to this after I browned the turkey up. The turkey sausage it is, I think. And then I'm just going to do a layer of meat. Why not? And again, this is actually a new recipe for me. I've seen it done online, but I kind of thought I can do that. Next one I want to make is a zucchini enchiladas because I have zucchini in my garden. So I have plenty of zucchini to use. So it looks like I'll probably get a good 2 layers out of this pound of meat. Now, I didn't make this meat super small when I was browning it. That was hard to get out of my mouth. Browning it. So there's that. And then I'm going to do another layer of zucchini. And I cut way too much zucchini. I have 2 pounds of zucchini over here. It does not appear that I'm going to need quite that much. So I can be selective in the pieces I use, it looks like. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, I like this one. So I'm picking thinner pieces because then I know they'll cook. But that doesn't mean that the others won't cook. I think they will. Let's see, this one's pretty thin. I kind of am just layering it in there nicely. Now I'm going to do another layer of ricotta and sauce. And it looks like I'll end up with, and again, I kind of just eyeballed this. It looks like I'm going to end up with enough layers to, after this layer, put zucchini and ricotta on the top. no turkey. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, looks like it. A little bit more there. Spread that around. All right, now, what am I gonna do? Let's see. I'm gonna throw the rest of the meat in here. And this time I don't think I'll be so gentle. Just kind of, oops, I spilled it one. Definitely ready for my primetime cooking show with this experience. Oh my gosh, could I just kill someone now? Probably. Like, who is at my door? Well, I'm not answering, so there you go. All right, so we got meat, and we're gonna go another layer of zucchini. So here we go. Now I gotta get some more ricotta on here, so I'm definitely, hold tight, wait a second. So sorry, back without a dog barking, so that's good. So I'm adding my last layer of zucchini, and like I said, I'm kind of being selective because I'm almost running out of room. This pan is not really that thick, or that tall, I should say. So I'll do ricotta next, since you know, last with the ricotta. And I could have probably mixed up less ricotta. I said about half of the container. It might have been closer to 3 or 2/3 or 3/4 with about a cup of sauce. I'm just kind of spread it out there. And that zucchini should all cook in the oven, right? There we go. All right. Last, I didn't show you this yet. I have a plate of cheese. Now, this is just what I had in my refrigerator. I had assumed I would have mozzarella shredded in my refrigerator, and I did not. So what I'm going to do is use fresh mozzarella, which I had these slices. Yay me. And I'm just going to drop these on top. Now, if you are on a low sodium diet, I see some red sauce there. If you are on a low sodium diet, then I would suggest looking for low sodium cheeses. They totally exist. Ricotta low sodium exists. Mozzarella exists. We have a skim one. Now, if you're dairy free, that's a whole other thing. You'll probably need to go to the what are those called? The health food market and look for something made. Some people will eat goat or goat or sheep's milk cheese. And other people want, almond, made it up from almonds or other things. They have all kinds of alternatives. So just look for the alternatives, no big deal. So I spread my mozzarella out on top. And I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit of sauce. And I'm not going to show you this exact sauce I bought, but I'm trying to try not to anyways. So I'm just going to drizzle just a little sauce. Now this may get juicy, so I'll put this on a sheet pan with foil before I throw it in the oven. Mostly because I don't want to clean an oven. I've done it a couple times and it was pretty much my least favorite task. So that my whole thing took basically a jar of sauce, 1 jar of sauce. And then what I'm going to do, here we go, just a little parm. And again, if you're low salt, do that. But this is totally low carb, not much carbs at all, which is the way that I eat generally. Whenever I eat carbs, I of course have to take some insulin, so that's kind of a bummer. And of course I take a lot of insulin, just because my pancreas doesn't produce any. But if I can eat less carbs, so I have to take less insulin, I think that that's a win-win. All right. So there we go. So there, I'll move this. Sorry for the barking, I apologize. So there is, woohoo! Look at that lasagna, it's higher than the pan. All made with zucchini. I used turkey, like I said, turkey sausage, ricotta sauce. I used fresh mozzarella, and I will take a picture of this when it's all out of the oven. I'm gonna bake it in the oven at 375 for a good 30 to 40 minutes, I would say. I like to bake things around 400, but my oven was already on at 375 for something else. So that's what we're gonna do. 375, 30 to 40 minutes. I'll let you know how long it takes exactly, and I will put this recipe on the blog as well. So I hope you're all doing well. I want you to live your healthiest diabetic life, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.